It's that time once again for episode 95 of Royally Quacked, brought to you on the Elite Sports and Entertainment Network. How's it going, Cody?
Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
I'm excited. Mostly for a different reason, I guess. Today is we're gonna get a very special surprise. It's gonna be the first rant of the season.
I've had plenty of them already.
Yeah, but it's time for me to have a rant. And like I said, I have a whole special outline of my rant. Yeah, it's that kind of rant where I needed an outline.
Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And my dad hasn't not seen this outline, so he has no idea what's coming.
Seen it. I do not know what's happening. I can guess some of it, I think, but then again, you might be a little more detailed than I might have said something. But we also have breaking news. Breaking news. Yeah. Tonight at, I'll say it the way it's supposed to be said, crypto.com arena, you'll see Royally Quacked will be there.
Yeah.
So we're going to be there against watching the Wild and the Kings tonight. If you guys come, please let us know. We'd love to meet with any of you that would like to talk with us.
No, I'll bring stickers.
I have some stickers too. Anyways, I'm excited about it. We get to see one of the greatest defensemen in the world tonight, and Quinn Hughes. And he had hell of a game last night, and we won't spoil any more about that than that.
And let Cody talk about that. Kirill the Thrill.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And the Wall of St. Paul.
Yeah, actually, he's one of my goalies on my fantasy team. Really? I'm struggling whether I want to play him tonight. Because I really love the Kings to whoop on him, but then again, that might hurt me fantasy wise. But you know what? Fantasy is fantasy. I'm doing okay in fantasy, so I'm not gonna.
You're undefeated, aren't you?
Well, yeah.
I'm doing all right. And you're undefeated.
I don't want to brag about it. So I tell you what, I'm doing better than that than the Kings are playing.
That's like going up to like Wayne Gretzky, like, hey, were you a good hockey player? I was all right. Or Tom Brady, like, hey, were you a good quarterback? I was all right. All right, we got one in the YouTube chat. Let's go Kings.
Yeah.
We also got a couple in the Instagram live. From DeSound, he said, "Oh man, major FOMO for missing the live game tonight. Hope you guys have a great time tonight. Thank you, appreciate it." Yeah, this would be my dad's first Kings game since we started the podcast. He's been to many, but first time since we've started the podcast. Oh. And we also got the boy 909. He says, "Hey, from Pomona, California. I've been to Pomona many times for work."
I wonder, did you play Little League there? Would you know?
Little. All right.
Yeah.
Was it Washington Park?
Yeah, Washington Park. We've umpired a lot of games for USSSA baseball in our past there. Just wondering if you were a Little Leaguer, you would probably know the Ayala family. And Paul Ayala. Shout out for you, Paul.
And Ralph, the brother?
Ralph, yeah. I think that's his cousin.
I don't know. I can't remember. It's been years.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've been doing that. So.
It's been a while.
It has.
He said, yes, I have my uncle is the mayor of Pomona, Tim Sandoval. Oh, that's cool.
Wow. Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Well, welcome to Royally Quacked.
Yeah, welcome. But, all right, you ready to get into some news?
Sure.
All right, I'll let you start.
Okay. Obviously, this is some news you might have heard already, but the Kings activated Darcy Kuemper from IR, and he did play against Tampa Bay, I believe.
Tampa Bay, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's almost every kid's favorite hockey movie is The Mighty Ducks.
Young, my favorite movie was The Mighty Ducks, and you chose to be a Kings fan.
Oh, he's a little closer to
I know.
the Kings than he is to, I mean, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong.
No, I know. I'm
We
just
like
kidding.
we love all Kings fans. I mean, not that we have to love your team, but we love all Kings fans
No.
or all hockey fans, I should say.
Yes.
Also, with Darcy Kuemper getting activated, Phoenix Copley has been loaned to the Ontario Reign, and you should have already heard this news. Drew Doughty and Darcy Kuemper named to Team Canada for the 2026 Olympics. And then I know Adrian Kempe was named to Sweden, Fiala to Switzerland, and Armia
Finland.
Wow, we have all the Nordic countries covered there for hockey.
Yeah.
Right there on our team.
Yeah.
And
that's it.
Other than our poor play, that's Kings news.
You have no room to talk about poor play after last week. Okay. No talk. All right. On to Ducks news. Ducks forward Frank Vetrano is out approximately 6 weeks due to a shoulder fracture, and that was, I believe, against the King. That was in the Kings game, I believe, and it was a nasty, incident. It looked like, I don't know if you saw it or not, Dad, but you could tell right away, yeah, he's going on the IR.
We were at a Christmas party. And we did watch some of the game, but I think it was after Vetrano got hurt.
Oh, okay.
So I missed seeing that. I don't want to see anybody get hurt anyways.
Yeah.
It's inevitable in a physical game like hockey that people will get hurt, but yeah, you don't want to see someone get seriously hurt.
And then the Ducks so far have been, as of right now, I believe 4 players on the current Ducks team have been named to the Olympic roster. We're going to give you the full Olympic roster later in the show. But right now, the 4 main ones is Mikael Granlund is going to be playing for Team Finland. Leo Carlsson will be playing for Team Sweden. And then both Radko Gudas and Lukas Dostal will be representing Czechia. So, and then the 5th Duck, I would say, is not a Duck yet. He's a prospect. But Damian Clara, the goalie, I believe we drafted it was 2023. I want to say it was 2023. He'll be representing Italy as the goalie for them. So, yeah.
Look what the Faceoff did for Carlson last year. So, having these kids get in and some of them get in and play. I mean, he just was a different player after the Four Nations Faceoff last year. He looked like he came into his own. That's just my opinion, but
no, I gotcha. All right, time for league news. I'll start. The Lightning have signed defenseman JJ Moser to an 8-year, $6.75 million AAV contract extension. He's someone that's really come onto the scene this year. I would say he's really stepped up his game this year, and he was part of that trade that sent Sergachev from Tampa Bay to Utah. So good little nugget there. But yeah. I mean, he's played very well this year.
Well, they've had some injuries on the D line, and him picking it up has definitely kept the Lightning's play. They've been surprisingly good.
Yeah, and they didn't have Hedman for the game against the Kings and Ducks.
I don't think they missed him.
Yeah,
I mean, it didn't look like they missed him. Yeah. The Senators have announced Linus Ullmark will be taking a leave of absence from the team for personal reasons.
I hope everything's okay with Olmark. Great goalie, great guy. Hope everything's okay with him.
Well, you know that it's probably something to do with the family, and I don't know. I think if you have all your priorities straight, it's God, family, and then maybe then comes work.
Yeah.
That's what it should be. I mean, not necessarily do we all live by that motto. I mean, I know I've been guilty not to live it all the time because you
Yeah.
get caught up in this world and it's hard to stay focused. But if you can do that, you probably, you'll probably have a great life.
Yeah. All right, and then Blues forward Pius Suter is out for 4 weeks with a right ankle injury.
Wow. I hate injuries.
I do too.
Islanders forward Matt Barzal has been fined $5,000, maximum allowable under the CBA, for slashing Blue Jackets forward Mason Marchment.
Did you see this play?
I did not, but I've heard snippets of people talking about it.
Yeah, because Mason Marchment kind of tripped Schaefer, the golden boy, and Matthew Barzal took various, and he like two-handed whacked him, like right, like at least he was smart. He hit Marchment where he had protection. Like at least if you would have like hit him in the head or something like that, yeah, he probably would have been suspended for a while. But he just two-handed whacked him right on the shin. Yeah, not. I mean, I understand that, but you can't be doing a two-handed whack like that.
The funny thing is, I think about this. I mean, to you and me, $5,000 fine would be, oh yeah. But to a guy's making millions, is that really a deterrent from doing stuff like that?
Yeah.
I mean, hey, kid, I just spent $5,000 protecting you. You think Schaefer's going to love him for that? I think so.
Yeah.
I mean,
and you could tell like those Islander guys, they love Schaefer.
He's played well.
But like I think it's not just the way he's playing, it's just the way he is as a person. And I think they would do anything to make sure he's protected. And you could tell right away.
Yeah.
And then Peter Kochetkov will undergo surgery for his lower body injury and is expected to miss the rest of the season. And that's per Hurricanes head coach Rob Brindamore. Wow. So it looks like it's just going to be Freddie Anderson and that new guy, Bussy. I can't remember his first name, but he was like the first, like he won like 10 games and 11 starts.
Yeah, he's been something.
Yeah. So
opportunity knocked and he stepped up.
Yeah, he really did.
Flyers acquire Philip Tomasino from Pittsburgh for Igor Zamula.
Just a little hockey trade, I believe. I don't know much about either player, so. Okay, so we do have before we get too far, DeSound asked, what is your guys' opinion on Barzal's actions? Was he justified? Like, I wouldn't say the Marchment trip was like dirty, like yes,
try to injure it happened.
So what Marchment did, I think is just kind of like a freak, because he didn't really like, his leg was already stuck out from what I remember, but I thought he would have maybe, I knew it was going to be either a fine or 1 game, just because it was a little bit after, but this is what Jeff Merrick said, and I think this is the real reason why it was a fine and not a suspension. It was still during live play, kind of. So if the play was dead and the refs blew the whistle and then he whacked him, then yes, he's probably going to get suspension. but since it was during live play, refs haven't blown the whistle dead or the play dead. That's why I believe it was just a suspension. So I think, I mean, and Marchman even came out after the game saying that he's like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Like, I shouldn't have tripped him like that.
It was an overreaction, is what it was. I mean, granted, maybe going up and, checking him really hard would have sent maybe a similar message without a $5,000 fine. But if you've played hockey, and I have played hockey, but not on ice and not at this level by any means. But if you talk to players, that physicality and the fighting that happened is to get that aggression out without it going too crazy.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'd have guys actually swinging the sticks at their heads. They get angry. The physicality that the sport has, and a lot of people, I don't want to say just dislike, but don't approve of, the guys square off and start throwing punches. That's just to tell everybody, hey, that was a little too much. Let's not do that again. And we're not going to be using our sticks in a manner that could kill somebody.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have that physicality, things will get out of hand.
Yeah.
But also, I do believe the CBA needs to punch up those fines a little bit to make it more of a deterrent, especially doing stuff with the stick, or like throwing an elbow in a guy's face.
Yeah.
What the damage that could do. I mean, so there's some room for improvement on actions on plays like that, where it could be more of a deterrent. Costs you a little bit more money, you'll think twice about doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't take away that physicality, because they're gonna go throw punches at each other, the dance around, punch around thing. And we've seen some guys get knocked out cold in those, so but that's why it happens.
Yeah. He said to sound said in the Instagram chat saying, completely agree. I think he should have tried to make him drop the gloves instead of striking him with the stick. I think the reason why he didn't drop the gloves, because I think Mason Marchment would have just destroyed him in a fight. But I don't think that was the point. I think the point is you stand up for your player. But Barzell's not a fighter, and Marchment is a big guy, and I think he would definitely. I don't think Marchment's like a fighter, but he can hold his own a lot better than Barzell can.
Yeah.
So, all right, we'll move on to the next bit news. Penguins acquire Yegor Chinnikov from Columbus for Danton Heinen, a 2026 second and a 2027 third round pick.
So is this the first time in NHL history that two guys named Yegor got traded in the same week?
We had another. Oh,
right above.
Oh, wow, yeah.
You didn't notice that, right?
I did not notice that. No. I something wrote that. Ask the 32 Thoughts guy.
Yeah, there you go. In the last bit of league news, Calgary extended goalie Devin Cooley for 2 years at $1.35 million AAV.
Oh, not quite the last one. I forgot to put one in the notes. I have it right here on my phone. The Canucks have re-signed forward Linus Karlsson to a 2-year, $2.25 million AAV contract extension. I forgot to add that in the notes.
That's okay.
It's a good thing I was looking through my notes. And now to the fun part. All right, let me get the games ready.
Well, this game was fun for me and not for you.
Yeah, wait till you see the game graphic I made for this one. All right, and let's go here. All right, ready? Ready for the game graphic, everyone? Oh, we got Subcut Clothing. They said hi on the IG live. What's up? How you doing? Good morning. Are you ready for the game graphic?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. I put the goals on there because the Ducks played like they were the San Diego Gulls last Saturday. Yeah, this was a horrible game all around. I'll let you start with your scoring because you had a lot more to talk about than I do.
Okay. So we're going to share this one, are we?
Yeah.
Let me move it down. So let's go to the first period. 3:03 in. Drew Doughty gets his third from Byfield his 16th and Perry his 9th on a tip in. 1-0 Kings. 53 seconds later, Trevor Moore gets his 5th from Dumoulin his 7th and CC his 6th. Yes, the two defensive guys we signed to exorbitant contracts both got an assist with the Trevor Moore goal. I actually think they've played somewhat better than they did at the start of the season, but honestly, not good enough overall.
Yeah.
Then Alex Laferriere gets his 8th from Kuemper his 18th and Kopitar his 12th to make it 3-0 on a snapshot at the 10:21 mark.
The AAA line.
AAA line, yeah. We're back to the AAA line. Yes, we've had that before.
Yeah, but that was with Kuzmenko.
I know. I Laferriere's the new one on on that line for at least that game, and then hey, Quentin Byfield gets his 5th on the power play from Clark his 12th and Kuzmenko his 5th at the 19:02 mark on a tip in. I don't know how many games that was between goals for Quentin, but at least we know he can score.
I believe they said that was his first point of December.
Well, he had his first point on the first goal from Doughty.
Yeah, but this was the first game he got a point in all of December.
Yeah, something's got to go on there, but that's something for a little later.
So everyone out there, all those goals my dad just mentioned, that was all in the first period.
Yeah.
And you notice that I didn't say a single player in that, a Ducks player in that period. On to the second period, where I'll have nothing to, I'll be the only one talking about this second period, but it's not going to be long. Mason McTavish gets his 9th of the year on the power play on a wrist shot at the 10:02 mark to make it 4-1 Kings. Assists go to Carlson, his 25th, and Seneca, his 18th. And then I'll shut up for the rest of the game.
We go to the third period, but part of the, as Cody said, the AAA line, the newest on the AAA line, Alex Laferriere gets his 9th from Dumoulin, his 8th, and Kopitar, his 13th, to make it 5-1 on a backhand shot at the 4:24 mark. And to finish it off, getting the hat trick, Alex Laferriere gets his 10th from Clark, his 13th, and Kopitar, his 14th, to make it 6-1 on a slap shot. So the final score in the Southern California rival game, Kings 6, Ducks 1, evens up the series at 1-1.
Yep.
Let's go to the stats real quick. And here's a shock. I mean, the Kings did outshoot them 30-26, but did you want to talk about the face-off? It's 1+ for you.
So this is the 1+, I would say, especially the last couple of weeks about the Ducks, or I would say last week, I would say more. But the Ducks did win the face-offs in this game. We won 55% of the face-offs, which is shocker, especially against someone like the Kings, who have Kopitar, who's one of the best face-off guys. And I know Turcotte's one of them. Turcotte is, I think, your best face-off guy right now. I believe that's what they're saying.
Well, percentage-wise, correct. He hasn't taken nearly as many as like Byfield and Kopitar, and then also Deneau before we traded him to Montreal. So I do believe Turcotte's he's been the surprise. I think that's why Deneau went. We can move Turcotte up. We can start getting Hellenius. Let us be a little bigger on that fourth line. Start beating people up. It's not really translated into a lot of wins yet, but you know, we got to get. We're going to have to get younger. We're going to get younger, just because we're the oldest team in hockey.
Yeah.
So, you know, the Ducks were 1 for 2 on the power play. Kings were 1 for 4. The Ducks hit the Kings 16-12. Block shots. The Kings finally win one, 16-13. And then, you know, hey, the Ducks gave away the Kings 18-17. Do we want to go to the 3 stars of the game, Cody?
Oh, yeah, because I have so many players in that.
Brian Dumoulin is the 3rd star with 2 assists. Ex-Duck, by the way. Anze Kopitar with 3 assists is the number 2 star. And the number 1 star, well-deserved, Alex Laferriere with a hat trick.
Yep. Or Anze Kopitar in another universe is a Duck. Because the Ducks would have selected him 2nd overall. And
well, if you did a redraft over their careers, he would have definitely been a Duck for sure. So.
But, wow, that was a great game by the Ducks. Good job, guys.
Well, why don't you go ahead and go to your next game?
All right. So speaking of division rivals, the Ducks hosted the San Jose Sharks. And let's get this one started. So the Ducks fall to this one 5-4. Not a very pretty game either. Mario Ferraro, that's right. We had another defenseman score first for the other team. His 2nd of the year at the 10:43 mark on a tip-in shot. Gets the scoring started. And then Askarov, the goalie for San Jose, looked like his controller kind of died, like if you were playing a video game, and he forgot to play the puck, and then Nestorenko comes up, steals the puck from Askarov, and Troy Terry takes it, and Troy Terry has literally a wide open net and just shoots it in. So then we're tied 1-1, and that was at the 15:02 mark, and Nestorenko got the assist on that. That was his 8th and Troy Terry's 11th goal. And then Macklin Celebrini, someone who should not be left open like the Ducks did here. He gets his 21st of the season to make it 2-1 San Jose, and that was at the 1912 mark. So it was 2-1 after 1. We go to the second period. Igor Chernyshov scores on a backhand to make it 3-1 San Jose, and that was at the 6:30 mark. And then William Eklund gets his 10th of the year at the 12:17 mark to make it 4-1 San Jose. Okay. And just wait till you see the totals after this game. But then Cutter Gauthier gets on the board, his 19th of the year. Troy Terry gets his 26th assist and Paling's 12th assist to make it 4-2 San Jose. And that was after 2 periods. Now we go on to the third. Someone who's been playing a lot better lately is Pavel Minchikov. He scores, gets his 5th of the year to make it 4-3 San Jose, and that was at the 3:07 mark. So we still have plenty of time in this game. Cutter Gauthier got his 19th assist, Ian Moore's 4th assist on that Pavel Minchikov goal. And then Zach Ostapchuk at the 13:47 mark gets a tip-in goal. I'm not blaming Mrazek for this one on that goal because the shot was going low. He went low, and the guy tipped it high. So there's nothing Mrazek can do on that one. So that makes it 5-3 San Jose. And then Troy Terry gets another goal, his 12th of the year. McTavish's 15th assist, Lacombe's 17th assist, and it makes it 5-4. And that was with 5:58 left, but the Ducks could not score another goal. They couldn't even really get that many shots, and they even had a power play and made it 6-on-4, and we couldn't get shots on net. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? So here's the horrible part. San Jose scored 5 goals on 13 shots. You heard that right. 5 goals on 13 shots. Dostal stopped 5 of 9, and Mrazek stopped 3 of 4. It's not good. Like, we can't be giving up 5 goals on 13 shots. Like, it was like the Dallas game. They had like 7 goals on 13 shots at one point. It's bad. We can't be doing this. I mean, you can't blame just the goalies on it, because like when you're giving up like 2-on-1s and one-timers and deflections, that's on defense. I'm not blaming Dostal, but I mean, Dostal hasn't looked himself lately, but still, like, you have to stop more shots, and I would say it's on the defense and the goalies at the same time, not just on Mrazek or Dostal. But here's a shocker. I forgot to say the Ducks also had 42 shots on goal and scored 4. Face-off percentage, the Ducks win another one, 55-45. Both teams were 0-for on the power play. Ducks out-hit them 18-17. San Jose had 19 block shots. Ducks had 11. And now the season series is tied 1 apiece. And your 3 stars of the game, Wenberg had 2 assists for 2 points. Troy Terry had 2 goals, 1 assist for 3 points as the number 2 star. And then the golden child of the NHL right now, Macklin Celebrini, was the number 1 star with 1 goal, 2 assists for 3 points. And we also have something in the IG live. DeSound says, I was watching this game, a tough loss for the Ducks. I thought they might have pulled off the win or at least tie the last 5 minutes. I'm also secretly hoping both teams to lose. Oh, trust me, that's me this weekend with the Niners and Seahawks.
Yeah, there you go.
So, just another embarrassing loss. And that makes us now 3 straight losses to division teams. 3 straight losses to divisional teams. All in the last week. I would say around that.
Okay.
So now it's your turn.
So on the 29th, Kings are playing in Colorado. And we'll go right to the scoring. Jack Drury gets a 6th from Colton, his 10th on a wrist shot at the 9:24 mark. So after 1 period, it's 1-0 Avalanche. In the second period, finally, Corey Perry gets his 8th on the power play from Fiala, his 12th, and Edmondson, his 12th, on a tip-in at the 5:15 mark. But Martin Netjes gets his 19th from Landeskog, his 14th, and McKinnon to make it 2-1 on a backhanded shot at the 13:21 mark. And then Brock Nelson gets his 15th from Kiviranta, his 3rd, and Gerard his 8th at the 17:30 mark on a wrist shot. And it's now 3-1 Avalanche going into the 3rd period. But the surprise, and Finland's Olympic player, Joel Armia, another shorthanded goal, his 9th from Kempe, his 19th at the 4:58 mark on a wrist shot. But then it's 3-2 going, and the Kings pull the goalie, and McKinnon gets an empty netter from Lehkonen, that was McKinnon's 32nd goal, and Lehkonen's 17 assists on a wrist shot at the 18:23 mark to make it 4-2. And then Makar gets his 12th from Nushkin, his 15th, and Nelson his 13th at the 19:50 mark. And the Kings lose in Colorado 5-2. The Kings actually were competitive in this game, but you could see the difference in talent level. I mean, totally. Their Avalanche have a lot more talent hockey-wise than the Kings do. So let's go to the 3 stars. Netches is the 3rd star with a goal. McKinnon's the 2nd star with a goal and an assist. And Nelson, the 1st star with a goal and an assist. Now on to your next game, Cody.
All right. My next game. So the Ducks host the Tampa Bay Lightning. And here's how it went. So again, the Ducks give up the first goal to a defenseman. JJ Moser, who we just talked about earlier, gets his 4th of the year to make it 1-0 Lightning. And that was the first period. In the second period, Chanson Harkins gets on the board to tie it up, his 3rd of the year. Ross Johnson's 9th assist of the year. So now we're tied 1-1, and that was at the 15-17 mark. And then Braden Point gets on the board for only his 7th goal of the year, which is crazy. To make it 2-1 Lightning, and that was at the 19-11 mark. And that was after 2 periods, so it's 2-1 Tampa Bay after 2. And then the 3rd period is where it gets wild. And then Beckett Seneca, also known as Bucket, gets his 12th of the year to tie it up 12-12, and that was at the 3:57 mark. And that goal was unassisted, which
Tied
I
it
think
up 12-12.
Did I say 12-12?
You
Sorry, I meant
did.
2-2. I did.
There
I
you
did
go.
12. Yeah, so I tied it up 2-2. Yeah, I just skipped a bunch of goals and didn't tell you guys. Sorry, 12 is my favorite number, so I have 12 on the brain. Beckett ties it up 2-2, and that goal is unassisted, which really should have gone to McTavish, but yeah. And then Nikita Kucherov gets on the board for Tampa Bay on a power play goal, and that was at the 8-minute mark, and that makes it 3-2 Tampa Bay. But Mason McTavish on the power play gets his 10th of the year. Minchikov gets an assist, his 6th of the year, and ties it up 3-3, and that was at the 13:02 mark. And so there was no other scoring, so then we go into overtime. And the Ducks had plenty of chances in overtime, can't capitalize, but then Darren Radish, a defenseman, gets his 9th of the year and wins it for Tampa Bay, and that was at the 2:47 mark in overtime. So the Ducks fall to Tampa Bay 4-3. Here's the shots on goal. Tampa Bay had 29. The Ducks had 28. And for the 3rd straight game, the Ducks win the faceoff percentage 62-38. Each team was 1 for 3 on the power play. Tampa Bay outhit us 19-13. Each team had 12 block shots. And Tampa Bay wins the series, season series 2-0, winning both games 4-3. Your 3 stars, you have Braden Point with the 1 goal, 1 point for as the 3rd star. Beckett gets the 2nd star with the 1 goal, and McTavish gets the 1st star with the 1 goal. And that is it for this game.
So you have 2 Ducks get the 1st and 2nd star, and they lose.
Yeah, because they're the home team.
Okay.
So on to your game.
Now we're playing Tampa Bay on New Year's Day, and the scoring starts off with Braden Point on the power play from Gensel is 22nd and Kucherov is 34th at the 3:34 mark on a wrist shot. So it's 1-0 Tampa Bay. Then Jeff Malott gets his 3rd from Corey Perry, his 10th on a snapshot, just about a little over a minute later to tie the game 1-1. Then Andrei Kuzmenko, formerly of the AAA line, on the power play, gets his 8th from Perry, his 11th, and Fiala, his 13th, at the 16-14 mark on a snapshot to put the Kings up 2-1 going into the second period. Went a little too far.
You okay over there? Dad? Oh, did I lose you?
And, Radish is a defenseman. I think he has more points than Byfield does. I think that's disturbing to me.
Wait, sorry. Go back, because I think you cut out for like a minute.
Did I?
Oh, no, you're freezing on my end.
Am I? I can't see anything going on. Am I okay now?
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
No, all was, I scrolled a little too far, and then you froze for like a good 30 seconds.
Okay, so in the second period, Braden Point gets his 9th from Radish his 21st and Moser his 10th to tie the game 2-2 on a backhanded shot at the 18:07 mark. We go to the third period, tied 2-2, and Kevin Fiala on the power play gets his 14th from Perry his 12th and Kuzmenko his 6th to put the Kings up 3-2. And that was at the 137 mark on a wrist shot. Then we go all the way to the 16:41 mark, and Anthony Cirelli gets his 11th from Hagel, his 17th. Kucherov is 35th on a backhanded shot to tie the game 3-3. Then Gage Gonçalves. Gonchar?
Yep. It makes sense if you don't think about it.
Okay. He scores his 4th from Gensel, his 23rd, and Cirelli his 13th to put Tampa Bay up 4-3 at the 18:19 mark. And then less than a minute later, Kucherov gets an empty netter from Radish's 22nd, and the final is 5-3 Tampa Bay. Shots on goal were 24-20. I'm not going to go over the other ones. I'll just go to the 3 stars of the game. It's a little disappointing. Gonchars with a 3rd star with a goal. Perry was the 2nd star with 3 assists. And Braden Point with 2 goals was the number 1 star. And that's the last game for this week for me. Let's go to your last game, Cody.
All right. So the Ducks hosted the Minnesota Wild. And let me pull up the graphic right here. So the Ducks give up the first goal. Kaprizov gets his 24th of the year on the power play in the first period, and that was at the 5:39 mark to make it 1-0 Minnesota. And that was the only goal in the first period. So now we'll move into the second. Danila Yurov, who's really been, I think he's been their number 1 center for Minnesota. He gets his 5th of the year to make it 2-0 Minnesota, and that was at the 8:10 mark. And that was off a deflection shot. And then Beckett Seneca again gets his 13th of the year to make it 2-1 Minnesota. That was Mason McTavish's 16th assist of the year, and that was at the 13:46 mark. And then a minute later, Yakov Trenin gets his 3rd of the year to make it 3-1 Minnesota, and again at the 14:45 mark. So now it's 3-1 Minnesota at after 2. So now we'll move into the third period, and Danila Yurov again gets his 6th of the year to make it 4-1 Minnesota, and that was at the 3:21 mark. And then Nico Sturm gets his 3rd of the year to make it 5-1 Minnesota. And that was at the 15:02 mark. And then, Troy Terry scores to make it 5-2. That was his 13th of the year, Granlund's 9th assist. And that was at the 17:27 mark. So that's the final 5-2. Dostal stopped 29 out of 34 shots. Gustafsson stopped 26 out of 28. And we'll go to the stats. Minnesota outshot the Ducks 34-28. And then for the fourth game in a row, it's a Ducks record since I can't remember when, but they won the faceoff again, 53-47. Minnesota went 1 for 4 on the power play. Ducks were 0 for 1. Can you believe that in the 2 games against Minnesota, Minnesota's had, I want to say, 12 power plays to the Ducks 3. I feel like that's a little lopsided. Yeah, exactly. I'm speechless too. The Ducks out hit them 22-11, and had more block shots, 20-18. And so far, the Ducks are 0 for 2 against the Minnesota in the season series. The 3 stars of the game, Kaprizov is the number 3 star with the 1 goal. Beckett Seneca was the number 1 star with 1 goal, which I don't know how Urov is not on here with 2 goals. But Quinn Hughes, the new Minnesota Wild, had 4 assists this game for 4 points. And he was the number 1 star.
So Seneca was the number 2 star then.
Seneca was the number 2 star, and Quinn Hughes was the number 1 star.
Okay.
All right. And I believe that's the last bit of news. So I guess I can remove that. All right. Now for my favorite time of this episode. Are you ready?
Yeah.
If you want to take a nap or anything like that, or go to the bathroom, now
I'm gonna I'll hit the restroom real quick while you go off.
All right, I'm gonna go off, and you'll end up listening to this later, so you'll hear everything. All right, here's my rant. We need to stop starting the game behind. 27 games, we've been behind. We've given up the first goal. 27 games. We've only taken the lead 14 times to start the game. 14-27. It's not very good. So out of 41 games, so half the games we've already played so far, we've given up the first goal 27 times. That's not how we start games. You can't be giving up the first goal. We can't be behind every single game like that. That's way too many. Okay, that's 1. 2, can't be losing to teams in division. We lost 3 straight. We lost to Seattle, game we should have won. We lost to the Kings. We played like crap. Then we lost to the Sharks. We gave up 5 goals on 13 shots. We can't be losing to teams in division. Those are points that we're giving up easily. That's what's keeping us in playoff spots if we win. Now we're going lower and lower and lower in the standings because we're not winning these games in the division. Oh, you could have taken your time.
Oh, I did.
Yeah. And then
I didn't want to miss it all.
Next up. What's going on with the power play and penalty kill? We got new coaches for this. The power play started off very good, and now it's been better as of late. At least we've scored some power play goals this last week, but it was horrible. So here's how bad the power plays has been. In October, and this is October, we are going at 20%. November, 20%. And then December, it dropped. We had 11.4% on the power play. That cannot happen. Your power play needs to stay consistent. Okay. Next up. Too many odd man rush attempts are being given up. That's how the other teams are scoring their goals. We're leaving. This is all like these next 3 bullets are all pretty much the same. Stop with the defensive turnovers and leaving the zone too early, and it leads to goals against. That's how Bedard scored one of his goals. That's how they get the odd man rushes. That's how we're giving up these high danger chances against these teams. That's how they're scoring. That's how they're usually taking the lead on us right away, because we're leaving the zone early, or we're giving the puck up in our D zone, and that's how we're losing these games. And then there's too many odd man rush attempts that we're not scoring on. And sometimes we're not even getting a shot off. There's been too many times where I've seen a 2-on-1, 3-on-1, and it's like it should be an easy goal, and we're not even getting a shot off. What are we doing here? Like, I'm so annoyed. Like, I'm like, oh, shoot. And they don't shoot, or they make too many passes. And they do that in the O-zone too. Shoot the puck on net, get rebounds, put someone in front of the goalie and block his view. That's how other teams are scoring on us, but we're not doing the same. Next up, we need to learn to be more dangerous in the offensive zone. Can't just score on rush attempts all the time. I know that's how Cutter and Leo and Terry all usually score, but we can't just be a automatic rush team and score. We need to be all around better offensively. When we're in the O-zone, we need to keep in the O-zone, work the puck around, get the other team tired, and then start getting shots on net, and we're not even doing that. I don't know what's going on with that, but it looked very good in the beginning of the year, and I feel like the team has changed dramatically since then, and we haven't really had major injuries that are involved with this. Me and Mom talked a little bit about this when we were texting, so she kind of knows I was going to go on a rant. They did better when they get the puck and shoot instead of trying too hard to get the best shot. I agree. I believe, as Michael Scott said in The Office, you're going to miss 100% of the shots you don't take from Wayne Gretzky. It's an Office reference if you don't know that. So shoot the puck, because, like I said, you're better off shooting the puck and getting rebounds and blocking and getting deflections than just trying to find the best shot and then losing the puck.
Agreed.
And another one. Stop taking penalties. I'm not gonna lie. This is a little on the refs, I would say too, where the refs I feel like have been really bad against the Ducks as of late. Against the Kings, I wasn't too worried about. It was, I want to say, the Sharks or Tampa Bay game, and this has happened, I want to say, a few times now, where the Ducks have a power play, and then almost like right away, the other team trips one of the Ducks players, and it's a blatant trip. Like, they call it all the time, and we don't get another. That should be another penalty and get called, and then we should have a 5-on-3. But we're not getting that. And see, Mom, how we are with the referees, how Mom's like, hey, calm down. Mom agrees. That should tell you one thing. When Mom agrees with how bad the refs are, that should tell you one thing. Because I can tell you this, I don't know how many times where I've seen the Ducks on a penalty kill, then they take another penalty and they call it instantly. But when the Ducks are on a power play and the other team trips us or anything, they don't call it. It happens too many times. All right. And our penalties, we're taking dumb penalties. I love Beckett, but he's one of the worst ones at taking penalties. I know he's young. He's 19. He's probably he'll clean up the act. I'm not worried about him as much and stuff like that, but we're still taking too many penalties. So, penalties. This is how many penalties we've had in each month. In October, we had 43. In November, 58. And then in December, 53. Penalties drawn, we had 50 in October, 62 in November, and then 49 in December. It's when the Ducks are playing their game, that's when we draw more penalties. That's what's killing us right now. Mom says even Hayward was shocked about not getting. Yes, I agree with Hayward on some of these, but sometimes he could be a little bit of a homer. I love Hayward, but yeah. Next up, the game Where's Waldo? Dad,
Yeah, I know the
or
game.
everyone.
Yeah.
I want to play a new game. Where's Kreider? I haven't really seen him do much in the last, I want to say, month. So, like I said, I don't know like where he's been. He hasn't been scoring goals or getting assists. I don't really see him in the net. Like, other than that, I haven't seen Kreider. So I want to know where Kreider is. Like, where was the Kreider we had in October and the beginning of November? I want that Kreider back.
So I've got an idea for your next rant.
Okay. I'm not done, but go on.
Yeah. We'll let your mom come in and you guys can rant together.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
I know we've done it before.
Well, I know, but it's yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, the ladies that listen, they'll get a lady's point of view, not just us guys' point of view on hockey.
Is mom in the building right now?
You want mom to come in?
Bring her on.
If she's listening, I think she is.
Mom, come into Dad's office.
Come in and take my spot and let me know when.
So we'll
you
have
guys can have your full-on
a celebrity rant. So I got more. So in the last 5 games, we haven't had a lead once in the last 5 games. And since December 1st, do you want to know how many leads we've had since December 1st? And this is including the game last night.
3.
Close. We've had 4.
I was going to say 4. Dang.
Yeah. So the Ducks had a lead in, let's see, December 1st against the Blues. We had the Chicago game where they won 7-1. I totally forgot about this one. We did have a lead in the Pittsburgh game, the one that we got completely outplayed in. And then the last time we had a lead was on December 15th against the New York Rangers. On that, the last time, or sorry, was it 1, 2, 3, or 5 times. Sorry, it was 5, not 4, 5. Because we did have the lead against the Columbus on December 20th. That was the last time the Ducks had a lead in a game. Was December 20th. So 5 leads in the month of December. That's not good. And a team that was scoring mom's in the picture. All right. And then letting up 3 or more goals. We've given up 13 in the last 16 games. We've given up 3 or more goals.
Here, if you want to listen to it on my iPad, it's sitting right there.
All right, and we're about to have a special celebrity. All right, celebrity rant. Go on, Mom.
Well, as you said the other day, you knew something was bad when I start texting you.
Yeah. So if you know how I always tell you guys how my dad likes to ruin games for me, at least my mom does the courtesy of, "Hey, are you watching the game?" And usually when she texts me that, I'm like, "Oh crap, something's going on, something bad happened." Because most of the time, like especially with the East Coast games, I get off work at like 4 or 5 o'clock, and the game's already started, or I'm trying to come home, shower, eat, and everything. So I already start the games behind. Like the game against Tampa Bay, I think the game was already almost over by the time I even started watching it.
And I think I was full blown angry.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, the refs were horrible in that game. But yes, normally when you text me, "Are you watching the game?" 9 times out of 10, I'm like, "Oh crap, the Ducks, something's going on, and the Ducks are horrible." Which I noticed. The first 2 months, you never really texted me that. It was really it was really in December where it really started happening.
Yeah, December I was definitely texting you a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It was like constant because I had something to say or I had a question or I was just angry and I didn't have anybody to vent to.
Yeah.
Except yelling at the television, which I'm surprised I didn't wake up your brother a lot because sometimes I'm really yelling at the television set.
as of
I
we
think
are.
there was one game I just shut off completely because I was like, I just can't
Was that
watch
the Kings
anymore.
game?
No,
Oh,
because we were
sorry.
we were at Joanne's. I think that was the 7-1. Who was that? I can't remember.
7-1. That must have been the Dallas Stars game.
Oh yeah, that might have been
Yeah.
Dallas.
Oh, sorry. We have an annoying person in the IG chat. Gary Speak 21. He said boo hoo. So that's number one person to block on Instagram right now.
Yeah, well, that's his MO anyway. So
Yeah, but go on, Mom. The rant is all for you now.
oh my god, it's just so frustrating to see them right in front of the net. I mean, sometimes I think last night I yelled, "Who are you guys passing to?" We were passing to the orange shirts, not a white shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you were talking about earlier, the defensive, they're leaving and they're passing and everybody's going the wrong way. And then all of a sudden there's a play and poor Dostal is like, okay, guys, give me some help. I mean, there's some he should have stopped. He hasn't looked great since he got back right after Thanksgiving. He has not been the same. I'm hoping the Olympics will bring a resurgence for him, and bring him back to the Dostal that we know. He's been showing inks of it a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
The last couple of games have definitely been better, but his defense has just been, I mean, Lacombe, who's usually really good, I haven't seen that much of. He's been kind of silent. I haven't seen him sliding across the ice to block anything like he normally does. It's been very, very frustrating for sure.
I agree. Sorry, Dad's being annoying. He says, you look good with the Kings background. Here, let's do this. Go on, Mom. I got you.
There we go. Go.
I'll put you in the
in the orange.
Here, how about this? We'll do there we go. Orange and black. Go for it.
I like that. No, he's talking about this.
Oh,
the king
that
part.
I can't do anything about that one.
There we go. I try to block it a little bit, but yeah, it's been so. They were playing so good, and it seems like since Thanksgiving, it's like a switch. Yet you're going to go through periods where things go down. But I'd like to see, like I think I put on there, I would like to see them maybe start losing the faceoffs because they seem to be doing better when they lost the faceoffs. Since they've been winning faceoffs, they're doing worse. So I'm all for lose the faceoffs if that's what it takes to put something, and then shooting the dang puck. When they didn't think about the shots, that's when they were making the goals. They'd make these fantastic goals, or they'd get the rebound from it instead of playing with it and then passing it and losing it. And then they're off to the races trying to catch the person that's going to go down and score. And it seems like it's two different ducks since Thanksgiving.
No, I would say you're 100% right on that. It's a different, honestly, I hate to say it, but it looks like we're watching Greg Cronin hockey again.
I thought about that this morning. Yes. It's like they're all of a sudden, they're not the team that, like I said, there's going to be bumps, but what are we in third place now instead of first? And it's such a tight knit group already that every point counts.
Yeah.
I want to see something. I'm hoping that we can start doing something by the Olympics. And I'm hoping that all the guys from the Olympics come back with maybe a renewed and a refreshed attitude.
Yeah.
And hit the ground running to finish off the season to at least make the playoffs. I mean, they're not Stanley Cup ready. I mean, as much as I'd love them to be, they are not Stanley Cup ready, but at least let's get them into the playoffs.
Yeah, no, I agree. Honestly, I knew when we were doing that 7-game win streak, when everyone's like, oh my God, the Ducks are contenders. I'm like, I think a lot of people did not like me for this. And I was still like, okay, what they're doing is great. And I'm enjoying this. I was not enjoying it. I was enjoying the moment. But I'm more realistic where I'm like, what they're doing is not sustainable. The way they're playing defense, the way they're scoring goals is not gonna last. I'm like, they have to trust me, I loved it. I loved the winning. I loved everyone. The Ducks were finally on everyone's radar. They were talking about, hey, this is the Ducks. This is the Ducks. Instead of, because the Ducks were always like, oh yeah, they're bottom feeders. They're going to be a lottery team like always. But the way they started really turned a lot of people's heads. Like, oh, the Ducks are better. Like they're looking legit. And I was like, yes, they are. But let's see what happens later on in the season.
And I'm one of the most positive people when it comes to
no, and you are
my sports teams and stuff. I'm even when they're down, I'm usually like, okay, there's something. But right now, it's like I'm even having a hard time, with that.
So, for most of you don't know, when me and my dad, we used to umpire baseball, and my mom would get mad if we complained about the referees or umpires. Like, hey, how would you feel if that was you out there? But when I'm getting text about refereeing, I'm like, yeah, like that's how you know something's wrong with the referees, when my mom is not happy with the referees. And then we had someone in the chat, Deuce 3805, gotta change the background when Mama Duck hops on. Yeah, I know, we're gonna have to work on that for sure.
I think I need to change my Instagram to Mama Duck.
Yeah, you should.
Or Mama Quack.
Mama Quack, there you go.
Mama Quack.
And then in their bio, executive producer of Royally Quacked. But no, like, so that's how I know, like, the referees are bad. And it's usually whenever you have a question, when you text me like, hey, where are you at in the game? Because I have a question. Usually it has to do with a referee moment or stuff like that. And sometimes where you text me with this, and I was like, no, that was the right call. I agree, like what they did and stuff like that. But like, because like I said, I'm trying to be as realistic as I can with this. I knew what they were doing was not realistic to start the year, but what they're doing right now is not realistic either. They're playing well below par from what they normally do.
Slightly off subject, but even last night when I text you about, what was it, Clorn? Got the lip and stuff like that, and they let the play go.
Yeah.
I think I text you. I think it's wrong that they let a player dripping blood, gushing blood, down there while they let play continue. As soon as they saw blood, the whistle should have been blown. And I mean, I know that, play advantage, that's not what they were going for and stuff like that. But I'm sorry, players first, as far as that is concerned, that they should have stopped it immediately and let a trainer come out of the ice and get that taken care of right away. That bugged me. Even if it would have been a Wild player, I would have felt the same way. Stop the play.
Especially if you see blood, I say stop it immediately.
Yeah, that bugged me.
Because what happens if it was like, he got cut here, and how would you feel if you're the referee and you guys let the play? I know what the rule is, and I understand that, but what happens if a guy is bleeding from the neck, and like the only way to save his life is to stop the play immediately and get the trainer out there and stop it?
Yeah, because you didn't know where exactly he got hit. You couldn't see it.
I saw, because it was funny, because when they stopped the play and everything like that, the fans were booing. I don't know if you heard that audio. Yeah. The fans were, because they thought it was a penalty. I'm like, and I knew right away. I'm like, no, he got hit in the head with a puck. Cutter is the one that hit him, and Cutter batted the puck in midair and it hit Killorn. I'm like, it had nothing to do with the Wild player, and yet the fans were booing. I was like, no, it's nothing. Like, I knew right away. I'm like, there's no penalty. That was Cutter hitting the puck and the puck hitting Killorn in the face. That's all it was. I mean, there was no penalty. There was no high stick. And I think once everyone saw the replay, they're like, oh, okay, yeah. Because I still remember it was me and Christine went to one of the home openers. And I want to say it was Troy Terry got a double minor for high sticking. And we were booing the refs. But they didn't show anything on the Jumbotron or anything. And then they showed the replay, and Terry just whacked the dude in the face, like blatantly. And everyone's like, you just hear everyone go, ooh, and then like, okay, yeah, that's a double minor. Like, everyone's like, oh, okay, refs, you're fine now. Okay, we understand. Like, that's how I normally am. Is like, all right, show me the replay. I want to see. But that one against the Lightning, where the Ducks had a power play, and then the guy immediately tripped Granlund. Like puck, the guy's stick was between Granlund's feet or his legs, and he skated and he fell, and then no call. That cannot be happening.
Well, my other one that I was questioning, and I'm not sure if I text you about that, but was it might have been the Lightning when the net came off
Yeah.
and they kept letting play go.
Yeah.
And it kept going and it kept going. I'm like, when are they going to decide to call the whistle when it comes back down and they go to shoot and there's no net?
No, so the rule is on that since it was a Lightning player that knocked the net off, the play continues. So that way, since the Ducks had possession, it keeps the Ducks. It's like in soccer, it was a foul, but they have an advantage kind of thing.
Yeah.
But as soon as like the Lightning touch the puck, it's dead. So yeah, there's no way the Lightning can come back and score on that play. Let's see here. Let's just be real. The Ducks are being exposed as fraudulent, just like Mikey. Honestly, like at this point, yeah, the Ducks are being frauds right now on playoff watch. Like they're not. I'm sorry, but like I said, in my notes, how are you a playoff team when you haven't had a single second lead in the last 5 games, and you've only had 5 leads since December 1st? And out of what, 15 games, and you only had 4 leads? That's
been their problem all season, is getting the
Well,
first. But I used to not worry about it because I'm like, okay, the team gets the lead, that's okay. We can usually come back for it. Now I'm not so confident about that.
So I was in a Discord chat and we were all kind of going off last night. And one guy's like, well, I mean, I kind of like it because that, makes us the comeback kids. I'm like, why don't we just be the winning team? Like, why do we have to be the comeback kids every single game? Like, I don't know if I can take it every game being the comeback kids. I mean, no offense, Mom, but if the Ducks did that every game, my hair is going to look like yours by the end of the year. I already got
getting a little whiter.
I already got gray hairs, and I'm 33 years old. I don't know if you guys can see it, but yeah, there's trust me, there's white hair in there. I'm only 33, but I don't want to like this. I love being the comeback, having that nickname, the comeback kids of Anaheim. We've been that for years, but why can't we just be the winning team? I'd rather be the most generic nickname. Oh yeah, the Ducks just win games. Boom, simple as that. But why do we have to be the comeback kids? I don't want to be down. Like I said, half the games this year, the Ducks in 41 games, the Ducks have given up the first goal 27 times out of 41.
And most of it's been in the month of December. Did we have any in December?
I want to say
maybe 1,
2.
Oh, we had 2.
Yeah, because we had. I want to say it was against the Blues on December 1st. The Chicago game. I think they scored the first goal. Did we score the first goal this game? Yeah, we scored the first goal that. So I want to say 3 in December. Yeah, wow, 3 in December out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wait, I have it right here on my notes. Out of 15 games, we had the lead 3 times in that month.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Very, very sad.
No, as Deuce said in the Ducks are being exposed as frauds. So
yeah,
it's honestly, it's up to Quenneville and Verbeek right now to change things up in Anaheim. Like, we need to be better defensively. And I feel like once we get better defensively, like we need to add either a nice 2-way center or forward, or get a shutdown defensive defenseman. Like we need a like
defensive defenseman.
Yeah, I want someone that's going to play on the top line with Lacombe. I want a right-handed shot defensive defenseman to play on the top line with Lacombe, move Truba down with Zellweger, and I want Minty and Moore. I'm sorry, but Gudis, you're my 7th defenseman. Because I like the way Moore has been playing. Truba just plays better with Zellweger. They have a good connection, but we got to have some. We need to find a top pair of defensemen to go with Lacombe. Someone that's great defensively, and it cannot be Hellison because Hellison's been giving up too many. His defensive play has just not been there in the last 2 months, I would say.
Yeah.
He started off great, but the last 2 months, and I love Hellison. I do. I'm not one of those people saying, he needs to be, let go, trade it away. And I mean, trade him if what you're getting back is what we need. Don't just trade him away to trade him away.
I agree.
So, we got a couple chats in the IG live from the Mighty Ducks Club. So shout out Mighty Ducks Club. He said, nice shirt, Cody, since he helped me get this shirt from Fanatic Swag. And then he also mentioned the Kings tickets are cheaper than the Ducks tickets right now. So, but do you have anything else to rant about from the last month or so?
No, I think I got everything. Just very frustrating.
Yes. Things need to change. Like, honestly, I'm getting more and more annoyed with watching the Ducks games. And I love watching the Ducks games.
I'm looking forward to the Olympics. Just to get a different perspective on them, and hopefully they'll get different perspectives.
Yeah, I think the one person that's going to help with the Olympics, I think will help the most, is Carlson. I think because what happened to him last year with the Four Nations, him being there, after that, he was a different player, like for the better. And maybe that might be what he needs, is being with, top players like, Elias Pettersson, Philip Forsberg, Kempe, all of the Swedish guys, Victor Hedman, Erik Karlsson. I think being with them is what's really going to help them.
And I'm thinking the same thing with Lukas, with the stall.
Yeah.
I think I'm hoping that that's going to bring out the player that we know is in there back out. And maybe he'll find, maybe being with other players and stuff like that, different players and stuff like that, might just bring out that urgency that he's like, okay, I got to get this back, because he's not the player he was before that last injury. And I'm hoping that the Olympics will definitely bring that out.
Yeah. So all right, well, Dad, if you're in the chat, come back in and we'll finish the rest of the podcast.
Nice talking with you, son.
Nice
Anytime.
talking to you too. Yep. I know we'll have to change the background next time you come on. All right. Well, since now I got my rant out of the way, Mom got her rant out of the way, now we'll finally get into the upcoming games predictions, and we'll talk about the Olympic rosters real quick. So just waiting for my dad to hop back in, and we'll get everything started for you guys.
Most of it. You were still talking. I was behind.
All right, and here he is coming back.
I was taking a nap.
Oh, told you could. Okay, so ready for game predictions?
I am.
All right, you go first since you already have your games on there.
Okay, tonight. Sorry, Kings fans. The Wild are maybe the third best team in hockey right now. I have them losing 5-3. The Kings losing 5-3 tonight. I hope that is not true. And then we play them again Monday, lose again 4-2. I got to get a win in there somewhere, so we'll beat the Sharks 5-4 on Wednesday next week. And then Friday we play the Jets in Winnipeg, and I have another loss 3-2. What about you on your games, Cody?
So on Monday, I have the Ducks playing in the nation's capital. I have them losing to the Capitals 4-2. So losing 4-2. Then on Tuesday, they head over to Philadelphia. So it'll be the Cutter Gauthier Bowl Part 2. And I have them winning this game 5-3. And then on Thursday, the Ducks head over to Carolina, and I have them losing that one 3-2. We have another chat. We all can't beat Colorado, but I get it. It's the other way. It's the other way for the Kings. Get a strong lead in the first and tie in the second and lose in the third. That's pretty much exactly what happened with that Tampa Bay game, I want to say.
Totally agree. You know, we all can go on rants. I go, one thing I have to say, being that I have a long officials background, we can only worry about what we can control, and we can't control how people officiate the games.
But we can boo them. I'm just kidding.
Well, yeah, absolutely. It's a bad call. I mean, but it happens, and we can't control that. So we can say all we want about that, and it's not going to change a thing.
Yep.
You know, you get it off your chest. I mean, because honestly, we've been where we've been praised and we've been booed.
Yeah.
And I can remember, and it wasn't working with you, but another person where we had people following us because honestly, my partner was so bad. He was bad. Yeah. And, you know, I just kept telling him, look straight ahead. Don't listen to him. As soon as we get close, a director is going to take care of him. And that's exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the last time I worked with that guy.
Yep.
So,
all right. Well, last bit of news is we got the Olympic rosters. So we'll talk about each team fairly quickly, and then just, you know, say if we're shocked on who made it and who got snubbed real quick. So here's Team Canada's team. So here's the forwards: Macklin Celebrini, Anthony Sorelli, Sidney Crosby, Brandon Hagel, Bo Horvat, Nathan McKinnon, Brad Marchand, Mitch Marner, Connor McDavid, Braden Point, Sam Reinhart, Mark Stone, Nick Suzuki, and Tom Wilson. On the defense, they brought the exact same defense. Drew Doughty, Thomas Harley, Cale Makar, Josh Morrissey, Colton Parayko, Travis Sanheim, Shea Theodore, and Devon Taves. And for the goalies, this is where the big shakeup happened. Jordan Binnington, Darcy Kuemper, and Logan Thompson. So obviously for the forwards, Sam Bennett did not make the team. Wow. And Connor, he was the one player from Four Nations that did not make it back. And then also no Connor Bedard.
I thought Bedard is USA.
No, he is Canadian.
Is he really?
Yep. I remember him and McTavish were buddies on Team Canada in the World Juniors. Yeah, defense is the exact same, and the goalies, and no Aiden Hill, no Sam Montembeault, but the two more deserving guys are on there is Darcy Kuemper and Logan Thompson.
Yeah, who do you think the starter is?
If it was me coaching Team Canada, Logan Thompson's the starter.
I would totally agree with you.
Yeah, Binnington
has not. He's not been the same.
No, he has not.
And he helped Canada win the Four Nations. So,
yeah,
that's the only reason he's there, I think.
Yeah.
And Horvat instead of like Bennett. Interesting.
Well, Horvat's had a great year, and he's good in the faceoffs.
I was just gonna say that same thing. He's a good faceoff guy, and that can change a game.
Yep. Enough of the quacking. Let's talk Kings kicking wild butt tonight. I hope they do, because we are going to the game tonight. I really hope the Kings beat the Wild. Kings are winning at least one of those games.
So here's the funny thing about my predictions. It seems like every time I pick them to win a lot, they don't.
Yeah.
So I figure if I pick them to lose a lot, maybe they'll win. And I have such a terrible record this year. I was like 10 games at least 10 games over last year
Yeah.
on my predictions, but the Kings were playing much better last year than they are this year.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a reckoning of some sort with the Kings coming by the trade deadline, possibly, and in the off season, because changes, I think, need to be made.
Yep.
I mean, they either need to try to retool by signing some very key free agents or making some trades, or they need to get bad and get some draft picks and have like a number 2 hit better than Byfield has hit so far. I mean, he's on the team, he plays, and it's not horrible, but for a number 2 pick, he should be scoring more. And that's the biggest thing about him is he's not scoring enough. Turcotte, obviously, and both these guys have had some issues with health, whether it be injury or illness, that has really set them back. I mean, Byfield, like 2-3, he broke his ankle. He had that thing with his, I think, tonsils and adenoids that supposedly was corrected for this year, but it certainly hasn't played into him scoring better like he did the second half last year. I just wondering is he one of those guys that just always plays better in the second half? We'll see. But we needed to hit on that, and we haven't hit on it yet, just to be honest. Turcotte, he does everything except for score a lot. I mean, he's always in the plays. I like watch him play, but we need some guys that are snipers other than Kuemper, and we don't have very many snipers. Armia is probably our second or third leading goal scorer, or maybe fourth. I mean, Fiala's probably up there with Kuemper, and then Armia, Fiala, Perry. So,
wow, I like how we went from Canadian Olympic roster to a little rant on the Kings.
okay, I got mine done. Let's
Okay.
go on to the.
All right, was there any shockers on defense that there? Because there's one for sure, and then the second one is like kind of a long shot, but I can see it happening for defense for Team Canada.
I'm trying to think Canadians now, so yeah, I might be mixing up.
You wanted him as a defenseman for the Kings before he got traded to Washington.
Chikrin.
I would say he's my first one on, and then Matthew Schaefer was the long shot,
And he didn't make it either.
No.
And I like him.
No, I do too. But I mean, he's 18. I understand why. So,
yeah, that's a big spotlight to put a kid in.
Yep. So a USA Olympic roster. Remember, these are not the final rosters, because obviously players can get injured, or anything can happen between now and when the Olympics start. Here's the forwards for Team USA: Matt Boldy, Kyle Connor, Jack Eichel, Jake Gensel, Jack Hughes, Clayton Keller, Dylan Larkin, Austin Matthews, JT Miller, Brock Nelson, Tage Thompson, Brady Tkachuk, Matthew Tkachuk, and Vincent Trocheck. So the one player that was left off from Four Nations was Chris Kreider. At this point, I don't blame them. I would have, but no Jason Robertson.
Yeah, he was the first one
I'm sorry, but Trocheck does not need to be on there. I'm sorry. I nothing against Trocheck, but the USA lost to Team Canada in that Four Nations final, and all they needed was one goal. I'm sorry, but Vincent Trocheck is not going to be the one player that helps you get that. He's not going to be the player that gives you that one goal. Jason Robertson, see if I have it somewhere.
He's got like 25 or 26.
So five of the top 10 Americans in scoring will not be on Team USA in the Olympics. So this is within the last year, I want to say. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm listening.
So number one in points for a U.S. player, Jason Robertson was number one with 48 points. Tied for fourth, Alex DeBrincat with 41 points. Cole, or maybe this is just this season. Maybe I'm thinking. Yeah, maybe this is just the season. Tied for 7th, Lane Hudson and Cole Caulfield each have 40 points. And then and 10th, Trevor Zegras with 39 points. I'm sorry, but Zegras was the only way I could see Zegras making the team is if he was like the TJ Oshie kind of player.
Oh, yeah, I
That's
got
it.
you.
That
shootout
do you guys
guy.
think there were any snubs from the Olympic picks for you? We already talked about the snubs for Canada. I mean, for goalies, the only goalies I can think about were like the Colorado goalies, Blackwood and Wedgwood. But I think they picked the right goalies. Defense, I think it was just Chikrin and Schaefer, and then on Team Canada, I think it was Bedard and who else did we say? Bedard and somebody else. I can't remember.
Drawing a blank.
Yeah, but for USA, hands down, it's Jason Robertson.
He's the biggest snub for sure.
Yeah, and then for defense, they have Faber, Hannafin, Hughes, Seth Jones, Charlie McAvoy, Jake Sanderson, Jacob Slavin, and Zach Rowinski. I honestly have no problem with the defense. I'm trying to think
either.
I like the Seth Jones pick, and he's a right shot, so that really helps. But no Adam Fox on that one.
Yeah.
So I'm like I said, that's Adam Fox might be the only one.
USA went bigger this year.
Yeah. And then
I mean,
the goalies, Hellenbuck, Ottinger, and Swayman. So the same 3 goalies from last time. I don't know who's going to be starting because Hellenbuck's not having as good of a year as he did before. Snubs on this one on defense. I can't think of any. I mean, just Adam Fox is the only one I could think of for defense. And then like Robertson for forwards, Cole Caulfield.
Yeah.
And then let's see. And then here is team. I had another one. Where is it? Here's team Finland. You have Sebastian Aho, Joel Armia, Michael Granlund, Eric Halla, Rupe Hintz, Capo Caco, Oliver Kapanen, Joel Kiviranta, Arturi Lehkonen, Anton Lundell, Eetu Lesterainen, Mikko Rantanen, Teuvo Teravainen, Eli Tovinen. On defense, you have Miro Heiskanen, Henry Yokoharu, Mikko Lehtinen, Esa Lindell, Oli Mata, Nicholas Montempalo, Mikko Mikkola, Rasmus Ristolainen, and for goalies, you have Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, Kevin Lankinen, and Jussi Saros. And then Team Sweden is for forwards, you have Jesper Bratt, Leo Carlson, Joel Eriksson Ek, Philip Forsberg, Pontus Holmberg, Adrian Kempe, Gabriel Landeskog, Elias Lindholm, William Nylander, Elias Pettersson, Ricard Raquel, Lucas Raymond, Alexander Wenberg, and Mika Zibanejad. On defense, you have Rasmus Andersson, Philip Broberg, Jonas Brodin, Rasmus Dahlin, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, Gustav Forsling, Victor Hedman, and Eric Carlson. And for goalies, you have Philip Gustafsson, Jacob Markstrom, and the Wall of St. Paul, Jesper Waldstad.
It's a good team.
No Matthias Ekholm for defense for Team Sweden. I think that's the big one. And then who did they leave off for Sweden? Oh, it's for William Carlson is not going to participate for Team Sweden in the Olympics because I think because of an injury. Like I said, I don't know much about Team Finland or Team Sweden for snubs for that. The one I heard the most was like Matthias Ekholm. And then that was really it for the Team Sweden. But we had another chat. I think Byfield needs to use his physicality a lot more. He's a big dude. He's fast, but I never see him drive the net. Am I wrong on that? I don't know. He did that against the Ducks, and he looked damn good doing it.
He needs to do it more. He needs to look to shoot more. He's always trying to be the passer all the time.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I know at one news conference. Coach Hiller talked about it, said he wants him to shoot a little bit more, but he did score that power play goal, but that's the only one. He needs to pick it up. Maybe after the season and he doesn't have Kopitar's shadow on him all the time, maybe he'll flourish from that. Who knows? We'll have to see what happens. The Olympics are going to be crazy anyways, because there's a lot of great players that we don't see in the NHL that play in other leagues throughout the world.
Yeah.
They decide not to play in the NHL. They play it at home, Finland or Switzerland, Sweden, Czechia is probably going to have a really good team.
Oh yeah, they got Natchez, Pasternak, Dostal. Oh God, who else do they have? Jaromir Jagr can come back and play.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think they're going to have Jagr.
I know.
Maybe as a mascot.
Yeah, or oh, thanks for the Anaheim Ducks memes on Twitter. He posted this, and I agree with this. Here's the biggest snub of all of them. For Team Canada, Ducks forward Ross Johnston was left off of Team Canada for the upcoming Olympics. Biggest snub. Snub of the year.
Ross the boss, or
Yeah,
are
Ross
we talking?
boss.
Are we going to go human traffic cone this time?
No, hey, did you hear it? I know you didn't hear most of my rant, but not one thing involved Ross Johnson on that. Someone put in the IG chat, what do you think the Ducks need to do to snap this losing streak? If you go back about 10-15 minutes, you'll hear my rant. So I would say listen to that, and whatever I said, they need to do the opposite what they were doing in the month of December, pretty much, and yesterday.
Yeah, I didn't listen to your rant, but the one thing is they need to think defense first and then let the offense happen.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a big thing for them.
Yeah.
See, the Kings are the opposite. They're defensive first, but there is very little offense. I mean, it's been picking up here a little bit lately, but you have the Ducks just have so many more weapons actually scoring than the Kings.
Yeah.
The Kings don't have enough offensive weapons. They need to make them offensive weapons.
Yeah.
And then again, one of the biggest strongholds last 2 years for the Kings is the penalty kill. I don't see it.
Yeah.
They're giving up a lot of power play goals.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to win if you do that.
Yeah.
Edmonton's going to come in if you end up playing them and crush you on the power play.
Yep.
They will crush you on the power play.
The Mighty Ducks Club on IG also said they are better than this. Like the Ducks are better than what they've been playing lately. Agree. I do 100%.
They
agree
definitely have the talent level to be what they were, maybe a little less than they started out, because they started out with gangbusters.
Yeah.
I don't think they're that good yet, but with time, who knows? I mean, because these guys are all going to grow. Seneca's still a teenager, so we'll see what happens with that.
Yep. So, but on that, you ready to get out of here?
I am ready.
Because I'll be seeing you in a couple hours.
Oh yeah.
So.
We're gonna head out early, grab some food, try to get some of that hockey vibe going up at crypto.com tonight. If you're there, come by and let us know.
Yeah.
Instagram us.
DM us, or you can text us at 951-760-4003. I will have that phone with me. I have it right here. Boom. So please, if you're going to be at the Kings game tonight, text us, or you could text us there, or you could DM us anywhere at Royally Quacked. That's a good segue to go into our socials. Like I said, you can follow us anywhere at Royally Quacked on Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky, Threads, LinkedIn, Smokescreen, all that. I'm just kidding. That should be a new app. And then also please. Oh, I forgot to mention. So I set a goal for us to hit the 100 subscribers before New Year. And just before, I would say like 1 or 2 days before, we hit the goal. Not only did we hit the goal, we surpassed the goal. So I wanted 100 subscribers, and you guys made it happen and got us to 105. So thank you to all of you guys for helping us get to our goal. We wouldn't have done it without you. We appreciate every single one of you hitting that like button. But hey, those are watching or listening right now. If you haven't hit the subscribe button on YouTube, everybody has a YouTube. Go on YouTube, type in Royally Quacked, or you can see this little QR code right here at the top right of the video. You can scan that. Takes you to the link tree. Go to the YouTube and hit the subscribe button, please. We'd really appreciate it.
Yep.
And don't forget to hit the notification bell icon. That way you never miss a live stream, and you don't miss me going on a rant like I did today, and then even a celebrity rant with my mom on there. So
and whose idea was that?
Yours.
Yeah.
So, because I even texted him mom and dad last night, and I was like, hey, I'm going on a full rant. And mom's like, oh, so dad could take a nap? I'm like, yeah, a full 8 hours. So
I thought it'd be more fun for you guys to feed off each other. So
yeah, we just got to make sure there's no LA Kings background when she comes on.
You know what? That's not something I even thought about. It was a joke I put in Instagram for you.
No, I know.
Just to hopefully make you smile a little bit during your rant.
Yeah. But now our next goal, I want to get to 500 subscribers by next year. So same goal, but 500. I know we can do it. Hey, Ducks
need
and
your
Kings
help.
fans, hockey fans, or not even fans of any hockey team, just hit that subscribe button on YouTube. We'd really appreciate it. And don't forget to like the video. I see a bunch of you guys viewing it, but not a lot of people liking it. So like, comment your takes on there. If you think what I ranted about, do you agree? Do you disagree? Let us know what you think. What do the Kings or Ducks need to do to change this team? Put it in the comments. Yep. And like I said, you can text us at 951-760-4003.
And let's go Kings.
And let's go Ducks.
Or go Kings go.
Or go Kings go.
We'll see you guys next week.